Okay, so it's been quite a while since I used a audio-only response video than using my webcam, because let's be honest, I want this to get out as fast as possible and to basically upload and pretty much just render as quickly as possible, because I owe you guys. It's been several days, hasn't it? So I know I'm a little bit late on this. This kind of had its initial run in terms of people responding to it, but I just have to. This is the video where that guy responded to this, what is he, 12 years old, 13 years old? This kid who doesn't like feminism, and basically puts forth terrible arguments and just rips into the kid. Now, as you all know, I don't really count age as much of a barrier when it comes to debating, because if you're putting ideas out there, you need to be criticised. But of course, the criticism needs to be different depending on the maturity level and the age of the person. I do kind of accept that. And to be honest, I don't see this necessarily as bullying from this guy. More, it's just a very terrible argument, and he lost to a kid. Now, he certainly insults him, and I do think that he shouldn't really be insulting the kid, because he's not really doing anything wrong. He's just spouting his opinion, and his opinion is kind of harmless compared to some of the stuff that we like to spout, and we're a lot older. So I'm going to try and not be a hypocrite, because as you all know, I was pretty much against the whole don't criticise Milo because she's 17 kind of thing. So I'm not going to do that. You can criticise the kid, but just be nice and don't overstep the mark. There's being harsh to people, and then there's kids, you know. This kid isn't an adult like Milo pretty much is. So without further ado, after this long intro, take it away.
First, I'm going to say that I'm not against women's equal rights.
Alright, sounds fairly innocuous. He's saying he's not against equal rights, but what do you think is the first thing that comes out of this feminist's mouth? And I want you to guess, if you can remember at all, people, what gender is this feminist? Who could they possibly be? What could they possibly be? Place your bets, people. You're about to find out in a nanosecond.
Yes, you are, you idiot.
If you guessed female feminist, you were wrong. If you guessed what he said was, you're for equal rights, good, we're on the same page, you're wrong. If you guessed he was a male feminist, you're correct. And if you guessed he just immediately asserted, you are not for equal rights, even though the kid clearly said he was and clearly wasn't lying, you're also correct. Yes, people, this is a male feminist. Yes, this is a white knight. And yes, he is as pathetic as the rest of them. As you know, people, I like to cast an inquisitive eye over all the videos that I like to cover on this channel. And believe me, I saw this intro and I can't believe that nobody actually even talked about it, because what he's doing here is basically trying to be all edgy and cool and say, oh, look at all these people that hate me. Look at the haters. They are nothing. They make me powerful. When really, they sum him up like, this is why we need the death penalty. Where is God and all that bullshit? This is an incredibly stupid and just really vain and annoying intro. And let's be honest, right? The happy cat owner, I don't think he's very happy. I think what he really would like is some human companionship, potentially. But I don't know, I would just be doing what he does to this kid if I go any further and potentially end up being a hypocrite. But I'm just pointing it out to him, but he doesn't really see that, does he? Because they're feminists. They do what they want. It's okay when they do it.
Hi, kid.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Today I'm going to be trying something a bit different, and by a bit different, I mean I'm going to be copying a more successful YouTuber who makes more money than I do.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be. I totally don't know who it is, and he definitely makes more money than you, and he's definitely a better YouTuber than you, and I'm sure you will totally become as successful as him in the near future. I have all the faith in the world that you will succeed in being as good as he is. Truly.
Oh, so basically, he's just trying to rip off Pyrocynical. Oh, well that just makes everything different. That makes the whole joke just completely moot and void and just completely horrible. I just want to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself now. I'm doing this terrible impression. I'm just going to go.
So yeah, I'm going to be doing a reaction commentary, just as a quick experiment.
Well, I can definitely say you won't be experimenting like this again.
So a lot of you probably know by now that YouTube is cancer.
Not only are you ripping off their style, you're ripping off their bloody jokes as well. Jesus Christ. No, YouTube is not cancer. Feminism is cancer.
I mean, you found my channel after all.
Is that self-awareness or just irony? I can't tell.
But today I'm going to be talking about a very specific kind of cancer. You've probably seen it before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, here's some examples.
I don't see no cancer here. I mean, I see no feminists here either. I mean, you must have made a mistake, mate. You must have made a mistake. There must be something wrong with your eyes. I suggest you go to Specsavers if you have that in America or Canada, wherever you come from.
Yeah, that's right, I'm talking anti-feminists.
Not only does he need to go to Specsavers, he also needs his ears checked.
For those of you who don't know about Latin word roots, an anti-feminist is someone who is against the feminism movement.
Well done, Captain Obvious. Tell me more.
And feminism is, I quote, the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men.
Ah yes, the dictionary definition of feminism. They always spout it, yet they never actually act upon it, nor do we ever see them actually trying to do anything like that. Instead, it's the complete opposite, and they're just trying to either push women up to supremacy, or push men down to what they think are women's level. That's not equality, is it? But hey, what do I know?
So basically, in short, an anti-feminist is a misogynistic asshole.
That's one hell of a logical leap you've just made there, mate. You deserve an Olympic medal. Possibly gold, I don't know, but I've seen so many do it before. But let me just say this. Feminism does not equal women, and vice versa. Because, as we can see here, you clearly are a male feminist, or maybe someone who just doesn't like anti-feminists. And feminists can be male or female. But the problem is, a lot of the female feminists are debating amongst themselves whether or not men actually can be, or, if they're so inclined to believe, if trans people in general can be feminists too. I don't know if you've heard of TERFs. But no, anti-feminist does not also equal misogynist, just like feminist doesn't automatically equal misandrist. Maybe we're anti-feminist because we disagree, one, with how they go about trying to achieve equality, two, the fact they are regularly trying to prevent men from gaining their own rights, and are basically trying to create their own little society and be incredibly authoritarian, and they're infiltrating subcultures and academia and trying to turn it into their own little safe space so they can spew propaganda and turn everyone else into feminists. That's probably why we're anti-feminist. It has nothing to do with how we think women ought to be or what to do. They can do what they want. In my opinion, I'm all for equality. I'm an egalitarian anti-feminist. But hey, I could go on, people. Continue.
So today I decided to delve into this memescape for the freshest, juiciest meme.
As if you could get any more derivative, you start calling things memes. Jesus Christ, they do not literally mean a meme. It's more of a slang term. But you're obviously just completely clueless about the whole reaction thing in general. Also, they're not reaction people, really. They're commentaries. They're commentators. They don't call themselves reaction channels. Reaction channels just basically watch a video and look like idiots for about half an hour. So, you've got that wrong already.
And guess what? I found it.
Today we will be talking about feminism.
Ah yes, we, as in you and your 2 subscribers.
Yes, at the time of recording, the young lad did indeed have 2. Now, he has thousands! And this guy hardly has any. And even at the same time, when they were making this video, there was hardly much of a difference between the two in terms of sub count. I mean, 30 odd, I think it was, is not an awful lot. So you really can't talk about someone being less popular when you yourself are practically a nobody. And this kid is now a somebody. Isn't it funny how it works, people?
And how absolutely moronic it is.
Alright, so you know he could have said, I don't like certain aspects of feminism, or some of the more radical people kind of piss me off. But no, he's just going straight for the whole movement. Like, okay.
You know, it's like debating Christians and moderate Muslims. It doesn't matter how nice they are, how moderate they are, how unradical they are, their religion is still moronic. And feminism is pretty much like a religion. It doesn't matter how nice they are, or how unradical they are, or how completely different they are to the radicals. It's still moronic, because they still believe in some of the core batshit crazy things that they do. You know, patriarchy, the idea that women are unequal to men, even though it's probably the opposite. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that. For example, the courts, and, I don't know, the prison gap, but hey, whatever. They believe in some of the core principles as those radfems, and yet we'll try and say that they're different in some way, kind of like what the moderate religious people will do. It is still moronic, because they still believe some of these moronic things. Not to the same extent, but it still is. That's fair to say. It is moronic to someone who doesn't agree with it.
Alright, go on, kid.
First, I'm going to say that I'm not against women's equal rights. That's not actually what they're preaching. I mean, that's what they say they preach, but...
Now, as you can see there, that's exactly what we like to argue on our channels or in our comment sections, people. Is that right? He's completely right in what he says. That completely negates what the guy said earlier about the dictionary definition. They say they have equal rights. They say this, but their actions suggest otherwise. This kid is really astute. He can see what's going on, and he's only, 12, 13 years old? I don't think I noticed that until I was 16, 17. So, he's already on his way to being an intelligent young man. That's all I'm saying. Yet this guy is going to completely and utterly ruin it now, isn't he?
Oh boy, it looks like he's already going for the stupid,
No, it's not feminism, guys. It's egalitarianism
argument that every 12-year-old atheist drony ever in the entire world has used.
Well, that is what egalitarianism is, you idiot. The advocacy for both men and women's rights. Something that the vast majority of feminists are unable to do.
But it seems to be a lot of these so-called egalitarians seem to be pretty biased, as we will see soon.
Well, that's funny because I could label the exact same things that you all claim to be for men's rights, yet you never seem to do a goddamn thing. If anything, you seem to be standing in the way of it. For example, in Canada, Warren Farrell was going to do a speech about male suicide, and feminists protested it and tried to block people from getting into the university, and also attacked police lines. We've also had feminists pull fire alarms, which is where Big Red came from. We've had them go into lecture halls with very few people in them and create loads of noise in an attempt to stop people from speaking about men's rights. And these are people who are meant to be for equality. Yeah, sure. And then we have people like Andrea Dworkin, who thinks every man is a potential rapist. Doesn't matter if you're your son, your friend, your nephew, your granddad, your dad, he's a potential rapist. You've got to look out for him or he will rape you. And just look at the countless feminists on YouTube who are honest and do say that, yeah, feminism is not for men. And we're the biased ones, just because we see that women have more rights than men in the West, that is. It's a whole different kettle of fish in third world countries, and we want to rectify this issue in the West. We're biased, apparently. Even though the moment a woman's rights will be trampled on, we will immediately help her and fight whoever is trying to trample on her rights. Yeah, we're biased. Yeah, feminists aren't. Sure. Good on you, mate.
Oh yeah, also nice 2008 meme, man.
Says the guy playing a game from 1994 when I was 1 year old. Yes, people, he's playing Doom. A 22-year-old game. Yes, people, and this guy is complaining and mocking the fact that Undoomed and this kid used a 2008 meme. Yeah, totally has no sense of self-awareness at all.
That's right, what they say they're preaching is actually called egalitarianism.
No, it isn't. It's still just called feminism.
No, it's egalitarianism, because nowhere in that definition you quoted earlier does it say anything about upholding the rights of men or fighting for men's rights. No, it expressly fights for women's rights, remember? That's what it says. And it's got its clue in the name, feminism. It's not egalitarianism. Egali means everyone, and femin means feminine, which obviously means women. So, again, you really don't know what you're talking about here, mate.
So, now I'm going to be talking about how completely wrong they are.
Why the hell is this little kid just walking around in his room? Seriously, I'm having difficulty understanding this. It's like he can't stop walking for 5 seconds, or else his little anti-SJW brain will just explode all over the walls.
I'm sorry, what is this? Is this meant to be an argument to his points, or is it a roasting? Can you please make your mind up, because you're really confusing me. You're at one point criticising his arguments, rather badly, I might add, and now you're just throwing an ad hom out of nowhere for no good reason, because it doesn't actually bring anything to the table. There's no use for it, there's no need for it. It's his video, he can do what he wants. Why are you using such an old game and complaining about old memes? I'm just saying.
Now, the females used to be discriminated against.
Yes, women aren't ever discriminated against at all anymore. That's a thing of the past, man. Definitely, there's never been any recorded instances of this ever happening at all. Plus, you can tell he's a crazy anti-feminist because he only refers to women as females, like there's some kind of laboratory experiment he's worried that they're gonna escape and, kill him or something.
You see, the kid was actually talking about women in the West, how they used to be discriminated against. Now, I am sure there are individual cases of such discrimination happening in society society, but is it systemic? Is it systemic? No, it is not systemic, considering the amount of affirmative action policies that we have in favour of women to the detriment of men, the amount of laws that are in favour of women but not in favour of men, although they claim that it helps men, but they really don't, such as the Violence Against Women Act in both our countries, and the Equal Pay Acts. But no, apparently women are discriminated against systemically in the West, yet he uses an example from India or Pakistan, I don't know which one it is, it's most likely India, considering they're pushing quite a lot there, as an example of systemic discrimination in the West. Yeah. See, in India, they are. In a lot of countries like India, they are definitely systemically oppressed or discriminated against. But not around here, that's against the law, and you could be fined or put in jail. So, yeah, your point is invalid.
But now, they actually have it better in a lot of things. So let's see some of the male privilege they talk of.
Alright, kids, let's break this down. I'm not going to talk about homicide and suicide victims because I'm not an expert in that type of field.
Oh no, we couldn't possibly talk about these things because it's inconvenient for my narrative and my argument to basically say this guy is right and I am wrong. But hey, go on, let's see what mental gymnastics you're gonna pull here.
So, I don't really care. Same with custody.
Oh yeah, we'll obviously just forget about that obvious inequality because I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to just acknowledge that this exists. Oh no, men aren't discriminated against systemically, even though it clearly says so there. Hell no. No. La 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 la, this is not real. Blah 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 blah.
But look at these interesting things here. Combat deaths and industrial deaths and accidents. Wow, it's almost as if the jobs that those deaths cause are... There somehow might be less women in those occupations. Almost as if, there's discrimination against them joining.
I'm sorry, but I think you'll find that women choose not to go into these professions. It makes no sense for an employer to deny someone a job based on their gender because that's a lose-lose for him. He gets sued and loses money, his business probably goes down the pan, he doesn't grow, he doesn't have people to do the jobs and put forward a good service to the people, and the woman doesn't have the ability to pay her taxes and contribute to society and look after her kids and her families, etc, etc. It's a lose-lose for everyone. It makes no sense. Women choose not to go into these jobs, and the reason why men suffer more in this case is one, because, well, there's more of them, and two, they tend to take more risks.
Holy crap!
Jesus Christ, how did you even drop your microphone, you ridiculous son of a bitch? How did you fucking drop that? How? Just how? Do you have a mic stand? What did you do? How did you do that? You're attacking the kid for how he makes his video, yet he's not dropping his camera. He's just walking around. You are dropping your mic and not using a pop filter of some kind, so your audio is just booming and popping all over the place. You can talk about making videos correctly, mate. You're a shambles and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So the kid just his voice just goes away. It might be because of shoddy editing, but I think he's just so irredeemably smug about
finally beating all those horrible feminists
that his voice it broke. His microphone exploded.
Yeah, kind of like how you just dropped yours and kept it in the bloody video because you thought it was funny. Yeah, mate, they're not funny, they're sad.
Did he even, check this video before he uploaded it? I really doubt it. The type of quality control that a 12-year-old kid with a crap microphone has. Oh, but at least he put up some anti-feminist memes from 2003. That's what really matters.
Mate, your mouth is so close to your microphone that doesn't have a pop filter that you sound terrible, and somehow you can attack this kid for having a bad microphone. By the way, it turned out it wasn't the microphone on his phone or camera that was the issue, because he has since re-uploaded the video with improved audio and you can hear exactly what he says. So yeah, it turned out it was either YouTube or a rendering error. Unlike you don't have any rendering errors, you just have a crappy microphone with no pop filter, you don't know how to actually use the microphone, and you left your microphone errors in the video. Rather than doing another take, you can talk.
So yeah, that's about it for this video. There's no real content here to make fun of after that point.
It's so funny because you failed to absolutely make fun of him. You ended up making fun of yourself unintentionally, most of the time, of course. You just got pwned by a kid who wasn't even trying to pwn you. You are an utter fail, mate. I'm not saying you should give up YouTube. No, seriously, keep on going. You are a source of infinite entertainment value. You are the lol cow here. You are the meme, not this this kid. This kid's golden. He has a future. You?
So, anyway, this is my first time making a commentary. If you thought it was funny, maybe like it, give a comment or something. I might make more of them. Yeah, see ya.
Please do, mate. It's brilliant. You are so bad, you could become an icon. If that's what he actually looks like in real life, that guy has no right to be attacking this kid in the way that he did. That guy just like, no, you look pathetic. Don't. By the way, I was being sarcastic, people. He has the right to do it. I'm just saying that it would look laughable because it is. And by the way, he ends his video with this abomination.
First, I'm going to say,
Do not try this at home. You will die.
Why, Stomedy? Why? What was the point? Is this meant to be funny? This is just so random and ridiculous. And he's clearly just trying to be like Pyro and Leafy his hair so badly that he will put Stomedy in a video without any real rhyme or reason to it. But, you know, I could go on about this, but I have to leave you now, people. So until next time, I'll see you later.